Welcome back, guys. My name is Joseph, and on my left,
Hi, I'm Mikey again, as with last time.
yeah. Since you guys already know who he is, we're gonna skip this part. No, I'm just kidding. You can give like a brief introduction.
I'll just take it as I'm a regular, I'm like that, so
Yeah.
I don't need to introduce myself at this point.
Yeah. Got you. Okay. Today's topic. Oh, actually, before we even go into the topic, I wanted to tell you guys how hard we worked to get a room. Because first room that I was looking for was in the new building, which is
The CCCB.
yeah. But the thing is, there was like a really nice spot, but there was one person just studying in that room. So because of that person, I wasn't able to get the place.
And after that, we pretty much circled around campus and ended up at the Idea Hub, which we are at right now. And we found a room that didn't have any meetings scheduled for the rest of the day. So now we're here.
Even though there's dancers practicing.
There's like a
next
K-pop dance workshop in the room next door, so hopefully it doesn't bleed too much.
Yeah. Anyway, today's topic is bad texture.
I wonder where you got this idea from.
Yeah. The reason that I chose this topic is last time when I was talking to Mikey before our podcast, he talked about how he's a really bad texter.
And he experienced it firsthand.
Yeah. And I wanted to give you a chance to defend yourself on that. So, the first question is, are you a bad texter?
Yes, I'm a very bad texter. I feel like a lot of my friends know this, and even if you're not my friend, if you've had one or two experiences over text, you know that I'm a pretty bad texter.
Why do you think you're a bad texter?
I think, what makes me a bad texter?
Why do you think?
It's because I really suck at responding,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the times, even if it's something important, you'll have to double text me to get my attention. Get my attention to respond. Because a lot of the times I'll see something, I'll recognize it, I'll think about it, then totally forget to respond. So,
Were you a good texter before? And did you become a bad texter over time, or were you a bad texter from the beginning?
I'm a lot better of a texter than I used to be, actually. Because when I was in high school, I didn't have too many friends to text.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never really texted anyone. It's like only with my parents, and I would like call them if I really needed their attention. And even now my Snap score is about, I think, like 7,000.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like kind of a product of having no texting experience from high school, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm slowly climbing my way back up, even if it's very, very slow.
Because for me, I know that I'm not a good texter, but if I really need to text someone, I'll be really fast. If it's something important. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I try to be like that when it's something really important, but, you have your ideal and then you have your reality, and sometimes it doesn't match.
So I would consider myself not a bad texter, but sometimes I am. It really depends. But if it's not important, I don't text someone about something that's casual.
You're only a business texter?
I think so.
I am also a business
Right?
texter. I'm either a business texter or I see something like extremely relevant to a person, and I'll be like, they have to see this,
Yeah.
and I'll send it to them. But like, I feel like there's not a lot of people that I text like daily, like regularly,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's for like business.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to text someone about how's your day. Like, do I really care about
I don't know. Do people actually do that where they'll like text someone and be just like, unless they're your like, I don't know, girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yeah.
I feel like most people wouldn't just text a friend about just every day, like, how's your day going and stuff like that. Or is that just me?
The thing is, I know that people go out and get coffee with people to catch up. And I think that's what they're doing through
Like
text.
digital coffee.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I would never do that. I would never text someone and be like, how's your day? We should catch up on blah, blah, blah.
I'll be honest, I might not just be a bad texter, but a bad communicator with friends, because like it doesn't really occur to me that much that if I see someone I haven't seen in a while or whatever, that we should get coffee and catch up. Because like 9 times out of 10, I'll pretty much know what's kind of going on in their lives through like, I don't know, like gossip or just like Instagram or whatever. So a lot of the times I'm like, okay, that was a pleasant interaction, and I'll probably see them in another month or so. So I'm never like, God, I gotta have coffee with this person, or I gotta catch up, and I kind of feel bad about that sometimes.
And I know that if you it's not my argument, but some people on the internet argues that you have to make an effort to keep the relationship by approaching them like that. What do you think about that?
I think that's true, and that I'm really bad at it. So honestly, I have the secret fear that I don't have the skills to keep friendships over a long time, and eventually I'm going to lose all my friends once I'm a sad adult working a 9 to 5 with nothing else to do. So that's like my secret fear. What do you think?
Because I'm also like not good with going out with people and getting coffee, because I don't drink coffee, first of all. And
I'm a coffee addict.
Right. So do you go out and do like a coffee chat with your friends?
I have a coffee chat with myself.
Oh, yourself?
I get coffee and then I, have a nice little time on my own, but not really with like other people, unless I'm like immediately after something we did.
Yeah. So sometimes I feel guilty.
Me too.
For not even putting an effort to keep the relationship that I have.
Let's give ourselves a challenge.
Yeah.
By the next time we meet, we're gonna invite 2 friends out to coffee, and we're gonna have 2 coffee chats. Do you have 2 friends?
Not like the friends that I would go out and get coffee. That's the thing.
You sure?
I mean, I have people that I talk to, but I've never hung out with them and gotten like coffee with them.
Maybe they'd enjoy
bubble
that.
tea or anything.
Just be all like, is there anyone that you used to hang out with a lot more because of like a class or whatever, and now you'd be fine like getting coffee with them, but you never have because your previous relationship was just class? Is there anyone like that?
There were some people, but the thing is, everyone left. Everyone graduated.
Oh, because you're grad student.
Everyone graduated.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I hear all these things about it being hard to make friends when you're a grad student, but
But honestly, I think I'm doing pretty well. Like I have you.
Yeah. We're buddies.
I see some freshmen in.
That was pretty sus.
Like sophomores, the new.
I'm a sophomore, yeah.
Yeah, so.
You got youthful friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm so youthful.
Yeah, but the thing is, even though I see a lot of people, since there aren't that many grad students, like proportionally, it's hard to like find the same year as me.
That makes sense, yeah.
So
it's like even in like student works, there'll usually only be like 3-4 grad students, and
so it's usually few, like 1 grad and then like 3 or 4 like undergrad. So
that's tricky.
But that's another topic that we're gonna discuss. Getting old. Yeah, that's another topic. But today's texting.
Okay, back to texting.
Back to texting. Let's.
So, do you think it will be impossible to do the challenge?
It's hard.
One person?
The thing is, ever since I like started making videos, I didn't really hang out with anyone.
You're too busy on my grind.
I took all the time that I would go out, and I'm using it to edit.
That's fair. Maybe you could like find someone who is like has work to do and say, let's go to a coffee house and I'll be editing while you do your work and we can just chat on the side. I feel like if you're worried about like needing to be productive, I mean, coffee houses are like the place to be productive if you want to So maybe you could do that.
One of the reasons that I'm also doing this is because I don't drink coffee, but this is a way for me to replace the coffee chat.
No way.
What do you think about that? This is like a coffee chat for me.
Yeah,
right?
I suppose. I'm a little thirsty, but it's like
Yeah.
I can have coffee later.
Yeah.
But this is my pre-coffee chat.
Yeah. I have another question. I know that there are some people say I'm a really bad texter, but I'm a really good person when we actually meet and hang out. What do you think about that idea?
I'm guilty of that. I say that. Oh no, it's like when we're hanging out in person, it's great and all that. It's just that I'm a bad texter when we're not like hanging out physically. It's like I mean, I'm biased, but I think it's valid. Cause like in reality, that's how it originally was, back before texting, and even before like letters were invented. You just hang out with people. It's like obviously it's like in the olden days you were in a smaller community, so it was a lot easier to just like find your buddy and hang out with them. But I think it's fine even in today's age to be a more like in person, like social person than just communicate over text in addition to hanging out kind of person. But what do you think?
I think you're somewhat right. Because like since we're always like on our phone, on social media, you know, I feel like it's a good way for us to put more effort into our real life, our actual life.
I don't want to be the guy who's all like, all people do is just be on their phones all day, because honestly I'm on my phone like a lot of the time, so I can't be speaking. But I think it's also valid to be a in-person preferring person if you're like hanging out with someone. So that's my 2 cents. Are you that kind of person?
Yes.
What was the pause for?
I'm trying to think because sometimes I'm a really good texter. That's the thing. If I need something.
Is everybody just a tool to you?
That's the thing. It's like I wouldn't text someone and be like, how's your day? But if I need something or if they need something from me, like I would, text them right away. Then that like also like leads me to another question. Yeah. Only approaching someone when you need something. That's a really hard one. I struggle with that a lot.
Yeah. I guess I do that too. Maybe that's the hallmark of a bad texter, where it's like even if they're your like best friend, you only like text them if you really need something. But like I guess with my like best friends, like I'll text them some random bullshit if I feel like it.
You do that?
Yeah. Oh. And it's like once you start having like even if you're a bad texter to start with, once you establish like a precedent of texting each other random bullshit, I feel like it stays. And you don't feel weird about it. And like when you'll think of something weird, be all like, I'll text them, instead of being all like, oh, it'd be funny if I texted them, but like I've never texted them something like that. So I feel like if you're self-conscious about being a need-based texter, if that's a phrase that we can invent right now, then it's like maybe like for the people you care about most and the people you don't want to be a need-based texter for, to just start texting them some bullshit. So then when you think of something, because like you'll think of something and you want to text someone because humans want attention and they want communication. So what do you think?
Here's for me, I wouldn't do any of that, but in person, like I would like put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm better in person. Yeah. But if it comes to like, if I need something, then it's like I would respond really fast.
I think it's fine if you're like a good friend who like dedicates their time properly when you're hanging out in person, because then the person will know, even though they're a need-based texter, my friend is still like, he's chill when we hang out. It's like he values me beyond just, I don't know, if he needs my homework or something. So I think if you like kind of like prove it that you're a good friend and you're not just a gold digger, whether it be for like homework or anything like that, then I think you're set. But who knows?
Wow, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because I'm like thinking of like one friend that I did.
Oh,
that.
really?
So it's like,
Oh,
I did that.
you're having like the flashback. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing my self-reflection right there. Well, I had another question, but I was thinking about that the person that I did to, so I kind of forgot. What was it? Texting. I forgot. Oh well.
It's okay.
Let's go to the next question.
All right.
Have you ever had a problem with your girlfriend because you were a bad texter? Because I know that you have a girlfriend right now.
I mean, yeah. Because one time I told her I was going to her place. Like I was about to go, and then I was just fucking around with my roommates for an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
To be fair, I was like getting ready while fucking around with my roommates, but that kind of slowed me down. And so she kind of passive aggressively liked my text saying that I was going an hour and a half later. And I saw that. I'm like, oh shit, she's definitely mad. And so I just, this is I guess this wasn't like resolving a conflict, but low-key making it worse. I just texted her, me when I lie. And she reacted with a dislike on that, but wow. I made it over and we were fine because I kind of, I apologized, but I said, I know you laughed at that. And she's all like, oh yeah, I did. So it worked out.
What were you doing for an hour and a half exactly?
What was I doing? I think me and my roommates we were just in like the living room, just like talking about dumb shit, making strange noises. So roommate activities.
Gotcha.
Surely everybody does that.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm on my way. Like I'm almost there," and you never like left your house in the first place.
It's like they check your location and it's like, okay.
Wow. Is she a bad texter?
She's a pretty good texter.
Yeah.
And she's the one person that I'm not like an egregiously bad texter with, because I feel like I should, reciprocate it, especially in a relationship, and it'd be kind of rude to be a bad texter. So I put a lot of effort into not being horrendous of a texter with her. So
do you think it's better for a relationship to be one person being a bad texter and one person being a good texter, or the other way, or both of them being a really bad texter? What do you think is the better, like, a combination?
That's tricky. I feel like if they knew beforehand that one person's a good texter, one person's a bad texter, and they're like, it worked for their friendship beforehand, if you were friends before, then it works. But if it's like you're starting a new relationship with someone you went on like 3 dates with, and you only vaguely knew that they were a bad texter, and then you try to communicate with them and they're like responding every like 12 hours or like vice versa, then I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. Well, honestly, if you're both bad texters, it's like you kind of have a mutual understanding going on. It's like bad texter doesn't mean bad friend.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, I totally.
Yeah.
He's not a bad texter.
Yeah. So I feel like if you have a normal relationship beyond just your texting, then it will be fine, because it's like, honestly, you won't even notice that you guys are both bad texters if you guys are both bad texters, I feel.
So this is not like about texting, but I have a question. Do you know the phrase that you're in like a friend group, and if you can't find the one person that you think it's so weird, then it's you're the person that's really weird? Have you heard about that phrase? Or
I haven't heard that phrase, but I've heard the phrase that if you're in a group of a certain amount of people, if you're not in a smaller group chat with one less person, you're that one less person, and everybody else is in a separate group chat without you.
Yeah, something like that. So I was like, wow. Do you think you're the one that's like kind of left out, or the sore thumb of the group? I don't know. I feel like, my best friend group is just my roommates.
and we're all kind of weird.
Oh.
So we all do strange things, and I feel like that's what brings us together. And so one of my roommates, he was like kind of separate from us, but not because we're trying to exclude him, because he took like a gap semester, like doing an internship, and so he wasn't here for a lot of the school year. But like now that he's back, it's like we're all chill. And so I feel like unless I'm really oblivious, I think we have a pretty decent dynamic, and it's kind of everybody's weird enough for the most part to where it's like it kind of cancels out. Yeah. But maybe my roommates are watching this and they're saying in the group chat, like without me being all like, oh shit, he doesn't know. So who knows?
Gotcha. So I'm a music student, and I know that there's like a stereotype of, oh, music, musicians are so weird. Have you felt that kind of vibe?
From you or musicians?
Yeah, from me.
You're a little weird.
Right? In what way? I want to know.
You're very particular. You text me and say, okay, we're going to be at Hatcher Graduate Library at 6. And I'm like, isn't it closed? And you're like, yeah, I like hung out in here until it's closed. And now that everybody's gone, we can go up to a random floor and like record. I'm like, aren't custodians gonna go? He's like, yeah, no, don't worry about it. So I feel like you find what suits you and you roll with it, and you know it'll work, even though it seems like it won't work to other people, and so they're questioning you the whole time. It's like the first like half hour we were at Hatcher, I'm like, is this gonna work? Are we gonna get busted or something? But it worked out.
Gotcha. So I'm a little picky. Musicians are picky.
That's fair.
I agree.
Especially acoustically, right?
Yeah. I agree. So I wanted to ask that because all my Korean friends, when I go back to Korea, I don't have like musician friends in Korea. So whenever we're like hanging out, they'd always say that I'm like weird.
That you're like picky and strange.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know because here in Michigan, I'm always with musicians, with my, weirdo friends.
That's my friend group.
Yeah,
it's just the strange people all together. Yeah. So it's like, who's the odd one out? It's like,
yeah.
I feel like at that point you can only be the odd one out if you like committed a crime or something. Yeah, because everybody's, I feel like the average is weird enough to where it works out.
Yeah. I have another question. Are you also bad at emailing back?
It depends. Email, it's like if I'm emailing someone something, it's for business. Texting, it's like half the time it's just like, yo, do you want to go to a party later? And I just never respond because I see it and I'm like, I don't really feel like it. I'll respond to them if I end up feeling like it, and I just never respond to them. But like if I'm emailing someone, it's like, in the last few emails I sent, it's like, can you please write me a letter of recommendation? And they say, yeah, send me over a resume. And I'm like rapidly sending it over. And like, I don't worry about like texting time when it comes to email, because I feel like the sooner they have the information, the better. Yeah. While with texting, sometimes I'm like, oh, it's been 2 minutes. It's like, I don't want to be weird. And then that 2 minutes becomes like 2 days. But with emails, I try to be a lot better responding because usually there's consequences if I don't.
That's true. Because I think I know a reason why I don't like texting or emailing back. Because I'm not a good texter, and I'm also not a person who would like email back really fast. Because I feel like it's work. That's the thing. Like texting, it's work. Emailing back, it's work. Because you have to
work, but like you get something out of it.
Yeah.
Like a stronger friendship or like a letter of recommendation if that's what you need.
So it's like, so whenever I meet someone, sometimes I will tell them to call me instead of text me.
Yeah. You called me a few times as we were getting ready.
Because I don't like, waiting for the response. I want your response or reaction right away.
No. That's fair. That's right. Yeah. Is that the next question? It's like, what do you feel about people calling you?
Yeah. That was the leading question. Because I'm a caller. I don't like texting. Yeah. Just call me if you need something and I'll respond right away.
I'm like, it depends on how I'm feeling, because like sometimes calling, it's like I want people to call me because even if I can't respond, I know if I text them, their response will be quick, and I'll know what they want.
So can you say that again?
Okay, someone calls you, right?
Uh-huh.
You decline the call because you're in like a classroom.
Oh.
You text them and say, "What's up?"
Mm-hmm.
And
You did that.
if they're not a complete moron, they'll immediately text you with what they want.
Yeah.
And then usually it's important enough if they're calling you to where you feel obligated to respond immediately back, or like do something. So I feel like calling accelerates the entire text conversation, even if it can be annoying at times. But sometimes people keep calling you, and that's when I get mad, because it's like, oh, what? It's like, unless they're like really close to me, I don't want them to call me like twice or more.
Twice or more. So what? Only once.
Like once.
One.
And like once is usually like I'm like, fine, okay, I'll respond, or like we can accelerate this conversation. But if they call me like 3 times at that point, I'm like, bro, just like take a hint. I'll text you as soon as possible back. So it's like, it depends on the person who I'm talking with. If I don't like them, even if they call me once, I'll be like pissed off.
So there will be times where you got a call, and like if you don't like the person that who called you, you won't even respond.
Yeah. Well, I have reasons to not like people.
Can you share one of the reasons? You don't have to drop the name, just like the thing that the other person did to you or something.
There was this person who drunk called me a lot.
A lot. So it's
last year.
Okay.
Well, it was like
many
once a
times.
week. Once a week.
Okay.
It's like I would see the number and I'd just be like, oh my god, I want to like throw the phone across the room.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's one example.
Gotcha. So if it's like once in a while.
If it's a person I don't like.
Yeah. Once in a while, you know, like few weeks.
I mean,
pass by.
do you even want a text from people you don't like though?
I mean, I'm fine. Like they probably texted me because they wanted something, so I'm fine.
I suppose. I don't know. It's like I'm kind of an asshole, and if I don't like someone, I'll like be very thorough about it, about not liking them. And so I'll like see their text and I'll be like, get a load of this guy. I'll get a call and I'm like, holy fuck, why are you calling me? So maybe I'm just an asshole.
Because I know that for me, I only approach people when I need something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like when I also get that kind of like,
oh, you like,
yeah,
see, it's like, okay, they need something, let's
something.
see what it is, kind of.
no, I'll like help them.
Okay.
You know, I'll never be like, oh,
You're too
like
nice.
I don't like him, you know.
I mean,
So.
usually I'll help them, but it doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. Yeah. I'll like help them and I'll like go up to my roommates and be all like, guess who asked me for this? And they'll be like, who? And it's like, oh, so and so, and they'll be like, no way. Who they think they are and stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
maybe my roommates are enabling me. I'm being a hater.
Gotcha.
But being a hater is fun. So
I just wanna set this on this podcast that I'm only gonna approach you guys or my friends if I need something. But if you guys need something, and if you guys only approach me because you guys need something, I'll be happy to help you guys.
is this a PSA?
Yeah, that's how I like.
You heard it here,
roll.
folks. You can text him for whatever you want.
Yeah, that's how I roll. Come on. Then how should I approach you?
Me?
Because I know that I've only texted you or like approached you if I wanted you to do like a podcast with me.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's like I need something from you.
Our
like,
relationship isn't based on just like we were like chilling one time and we just happened to become friends. It's like we're not friends because we just hang out doing this kind of stuff. Whether it be you just seeing me at the union and just like asking me for a quick like TikTok video or something. So it's like I'm fine because that's kind of what our like relationship so far has been based on. And it's kind of like set a precedent. If like we were like best friends since like childhood and we hang out like every day and we have classes together and we chill a lot and you only texted me for like I need homework from you, it's like I guess it's like maybe I'd want you to start sending me like dumb shit or like TikToks or whatever.
Oh, that's hard
for
me to
but like since we have a like a pseudo professional relationship, I think it's fine that our texts be like pseudo professional. That makes sense.
Because I know that when I So these days, when I think about hanging out with people, I see everything as content. That's the thing. That's the mindset
a
that I
rabbit
have.
hole. That's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
Yeah, that's because
Yeah.
the person that I am kind of like watching on YouTube and everywhere is like Gary V. And
Uh-huh.
do you know Gary V?
No.
So he talks about you can find content everywhere. Like whatever you see, like chalkboard or
That's a whiteboard.
the whiteboard. Like you can say something about the whiteboard and that's like piece of content.
I think
know?
the issue is like when it can start to be a problem, anything can be content. Not everyone wants to be content.
That's the thing.
So inanimate objects like that whiteboard or I don't know, this room or like walking around the Union and looking at the architecture or whatever, that can be content. You're not bothering anyone. It's fine. But sometimes it's like you have like a friendship with someone and like imagine if like you have take the best friend analogy that we had. It's like what if I had like a best friend and it's like I hung out with them all the time. We've known each other since like childhood. And suddenly I start to become a content creator. And I like we used to like hang out and play video games. Now I only text them, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? Or hey, like, do you want to be in a video? Or hey, do you want to like help me edit or whatever? It's like then I'll just feel used.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah. I think if you have like a friendship, it's like ours is fine because it's like I enjoy doing these and that's how we got to know each other. But it's like if you change your relationship with someone and start to use them, not as a friend but as just a content pig, or something like that. I guess content cow is the word, not pig.
Mm-hmm.
But if you like, I feel like people wouldn't like that. But like if you're just like chilling with someone and that's what you do together, like make content, that's like obviously fine.
Oh, okay.
But I think the rule here is treat your friends like friends if that's how you've been treating them before.
Oh, okay. So if you like started the relationship with making videos, then it's fine to,
Yeah. Like I said, it's like a pseudo professional relationship, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I get a text from you and it's like, okay, it's probably like a podcast or something.
Okay.
Or like a video or like ideas or something. So
yeah, gotcha. Because I know that the thing about making videos is that I feel like I can get both of them at the same time. That's why I'm like trying to.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
On
so
one
productive.
Hand, it could be productive.
So productive, efficient, right there.
But I feel like that's exactly what could backfire and make them feel like you think you're giving them your time and also getting stuff done for yourself. They just think, oh, they're just using me.
Oh,
it's like
so
I thought we were gonna have like just a chill hangout, and he's recording me.
Oh, so hard.
Yeah.
So hard.
I feel like it's different if you're just like studying or just sitting there or something like that because you're both getting something productive out of it. But if you're the only one getting something productive out of that, you're kind of using them, I feel.
Oh. So it'll be more natural for like content creators to hang out with content creators because
honestly, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or if your like friends can get something out of it. So it's like my personal dream is to become a micro influencer, but like a really small one, like 5,000 followers to 1,000 following, kind of like extreme niche, just for fun. Cause like I don't want to be famous, but I think it'd be cool to have like a weird amount of clout where you could say you're kind of clouded, but nobody knows you. So I think if I was like, okay, I think Joseph here can get me clout. So we can hang out like beyond just if we can just hang out as just friends, or we can hang out and he does the podcast. I get something out of it too. And we both win-win. But like if I was like, oh man, I just want to hang out with Joseph, but like he just carries his camera everywhere. It's like I wouldn't feel good about that.
Oh, that's because to be honest, like I want to give something to the people that I'm also like hanging out with while I'm doing this thing.
Yeah, I think remembering that you have to give something too is important when it comes to like keep maintaining a relationship. So it's kind of like the same thing as texting, to bring it back to like the main theme, where it's like either you're getting like pure friendship out of it or just pure business out of it, or both. It can't just be like one-sided, really. And same with
Gotcha.
hanging out in person.
So right now, what I'm doing with you, I feel like I'm just asking you to just
No. I
just for you. Sometimes
I mean,
I,
I'll like see the videos on like Instagram. It's like I'm not even tagged, but like I'll see like people commenting say Mikey, and I'm like, yeah, that's me.
okay. So okay.
I'm famous now, so it's like,
So you're fine with me like approaching you to do like
yeah.
okay.
I mean, I wouldn't agree to it. I just brush you off and be like, oh, sorry, I'm busy. But now I'm here, so.
Gotcha.
So I think there's something mutual going on here.
Okay.
So don't worry about me.
Okay.
If you're worry about your friends, if you're like using them for content only, but
Because I want to like be careful how I like make content with like other people.
yeah.
Because I don't want them to feel like, oh, I'm just like they're like content cow, whatever. No, it's so hard.
I mean, if they're having fun, that's what counts.
That's fine.
I'm having fun, and
Okay.
if the other interviewees are having fun, then it works. If they seem miserable and they only seem like they're doing you a favor, then I feel like that's when you should start like rethinking your strategy for inviting people.
Relationship is so hard.
Yeah.
Yo,
Maybe you can be like, do a podcast with me and I'll buy you like a drink or something.
Okay. Maybe
if they seem kind of reluctant, but you still really want them on there.
Okay. Because I know that this not I don't really have a lot of like video creator friends, but I know that online sometimes they talk about this idea of I should also hang out with my friends who I make videos with when the camera is off. But the thing is, if they make content while they're hanging out, it's like win-win for both. They're doing everything so efficiently. So it's like it makes sense for them. But why are they saying that kind of thing?
I mean, if you make everything into content, then it's like, what value does your content have? Because it's just your life, just as it is, non-edited, and like.
I mean, they're gonna edit. Of course.
Well, yeah, but like
it's gonna be good.
But like, non-edited, as in it's like there's too much. It's like it's too much of your life. It's not enough focus, not enough like clarity, because it's just you're hanging out, and it's like there's not enough value that you can get by having like a really focused idea for like content. So maybe by having like downtime where the camera's off, you're not making content, but you're hanging out with people who know their stuff and are constantly thinking about what to make, and then you get really good ideas for content by like bouncing ideas off. And so instead of having 5 hours of just like okay content, you have like 4 hours of hanging out and making really good ideas, and you have 1 hour of really good content. Maybe that's the idea.
What about 4 hours of relaxing, 1 hour really focused content? That's what people do.
Yeah.
You know what? Like they just stay in bed, they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And they when it's time for them to go out and make content, that's when they'll like actually go out.
I mean, that's like, I feel like that's more of a person to person thing.
Person to person.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, I don't know. I like to feel productive, or I like to feel very relaxed, like one or the other. So it's like there's like kind of a dichotomy going on for me, but like some people, they always want to be like productive to some level. So it's like, I think it depends on the person.
Maybe I'm on the extreme.
Maybe
That's why I'm not hanging out with anyone.
Yeah.
Damn, it's hard. I don't want to think about this. This is like
it's like you didn't think we
so
would
much
get
pressure.
get
So
to
much
here.
pressure.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I thought about it, but like
Yeah.
it's a good conversation. Relationship is hard.
I agree.
Yeah. Also, another question. So, do you ever feel like if you see a certain people every single day, do you get sick of them, even though they're your best friend or they're your significant other?
It might be a cop out to say, but like it depends, because like some people you can constantly create new like friend content. It's like every week you have a new shitty inside joke. Every week you have a catchphrase. Like with my best friends and like roommates, like every week there's some catchphrase going around the house, or like some running joke, and that kind of keeps it fresh because you can make so many variants on that, and that kind of holds you over for the really exciting parts, like trips and like doing like playing sports together like once in a while or like something like that. So if you see someone every day, if you can make something new, however small it is every day or every week, then you can survive. But if you can't do that, if you have the same conversations, you can't make new jokes, you can't like bring up new interesting topics, I feel like that's where it falls flat.
Because for me, that like I'm pretty good with coming up with, you know, the things that we can talk about. The only thing that I get a little bit annoyed is that I don't know why, but if I see a person for every single day, I like pick up things and get really annoyed.
Like what do you mean, like things you don't like about them?
It's like something that you would just like pass on. If you see them every day, you'd be like, I don't like that. You know what I mean? It's like your tolerance level. You have this like tolerance level, right?
Maybe you just have friends who are annoying.
Is it?
I don't know. I feel like I never feel that with like. Maybe it's like it's different if you're like roommates or whatever, because like that adds a whole new dimension to your friendship.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah. Because if it's just a friendship, it's like you're just chilling and it's like hanging out is supposed to be a good thing. Well, being a roommate, but it's not gonna be a good thing by nature, because you're gonna have to do chores, you're gonna have to clean and stuff like that. And it's when those things that aren't pure friendship come in, they can have conflict.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Because one of my roommates and I had a cold war regarding some stuff around the house and some chores.
When?
Like last year, and it's all like, dishes and stuff like that. It's like how to do them and stuff like that. And so that kind of like put a dent in our relationship, because it was something that wasn't our friendship, that was new in our relationship, you know. But if we were never roommates, that would have never came up, because we would have just been friends with a friend thing. But if you're having issues with the friendship, I think that's like a deeper issue than just like roommate troubles or something like that.
Maybe I just don't like it. I'm getting so many like ideas. Like I'm like reflecting myself as I talk about this.
You're reaching nirvana as we speak.
So I think for roommates, I agree with you. Maybe it's because I was roommate with that person. But I got along with my roommate really well though. But only time that I got a little annoyed is that when I saw him every single day.
Yeah.
That's when I like him, but you know, I feel like it would be better for the relationship to have some distance.
Maybe we can like apply this like theoretical framework of things beyond your friendship to this too. Daily like habits and activities are usually not part of a friendship.
Yeah.
Like when you have a friend, usually you won't be seeing their daily tics, their daily activities, their daily habits and stuff like that, and their daily actions around other people. Because if you're friends, you just hang out as friends usually, like once a week or something like that. But if you're seeing them every day for an extended period of time, the things that aren't just your like chilling friendship come in, and you may or may not like that. And in this case, you didn't like it. So
I think the main reason is going back to the texting.
Yeah.
When I text my roommate or something, if they don't text back, it's not a good feeling.
Yeah. What were you texting them for?
Like since we're roommates, sometimes I'll be like,
well, maybe it's like the whole roommate thing. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a roommate thing. Yeah. But I like him though. But only when I get this response like every single day. Then there's like a tolerance level, and like I can't, maybe
once you added that roommate dimension and you text them about stuff you need done around the house and they didn't respond, maybe that's where your issue came from. Not
maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. But sometimes even with my friends, if they don't like, actually maybe I just don't like being what do you call it, like being hold on. Like when I text someone and like they leave you on hold or something.
Like leave you on red?
Leave you on something like that.
Or yeah.
So maybe
it's like where they see it and then they don't respond.
Even if they didn't see it.
Yeah.
Like if they just don't maybe I just don't like that,
Leave you on scent?
Yeah, maybe I just don't like that particularly.
Hmm.
Maybe that's why I'm
I
calling.
do that a lot.
Maybe that's why I'm calling. That's why I'm not a good texter.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. That's the whole root of, me
Wait,
being
why
a bad
does that make you a bad texter if you don't like being left unsent?
Because even if I like text them back, I would have to wait for them to respond, and I don't like the feeling.
Oh,
of,
it's more like because you're paranoid about being left unsent, you kind of just like
maybe
it kind of messes with your brain.
Yeah, it's like
sorry.
That's why I'm trying to call someone more than
because you're paranoid that they're not going to respond.
Yeah, just the idea of that feeling of when you like someone, and you have I like them but if they don't reciprocate the same energy or something, but you can't do that like as a human being like so maybe that's why I'm trying to avoid that kind of situation.
Okay. No, I feel you.
I
mean, I can't say much because I'm the exact kind of person who leaves people unsent.
So so I'll call you then. It's like,
yeah.
So
no, it works out, I think. Yeah.
So maybe that's why I'm a bad texter.
Hmm.
Because I don't like okay. Maybe I just don't like getting hurt. Let's say it that way.
Oh, we're getting deep now. We're getting deep.
Maybe that's why. To keep
Tell
it
me
simple.
about your feelings, Joseph.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
So if you go really deep, it's like, yeah, I just don't like getting rejected. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling them to get the response right away.
Damn, this is deep.
But that's true though. What do you think? Do you think it's like a fact, or do you think it?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it goes like super deep to like a primordial fear of being rejected for everyone, but it's like, I mean, it just kind of feels like rejection if someone doesn't respond to you.
Yeah.
And nobody likes that, so.
Maybe that's why I'm avoiding.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's
afraid of rejection. So
maybe
so you call them to get an instant response to know that you're not being. That wasn't rejection, but it was just them being a bad texter. Yeah. It's kind of like confirmation that your relationship is still intact. Yeah. And they're not just ignoring you.
If you go real deep to the root of the problem, like, why am I feeling this way? Yeah, maybe that's why.
Maybe
I'm a bit sensitive because I'm a musician. He goes back to musician.
Is that what your friends in Korea are saying?
No, yeah, they're saying like sensitive.
You're sensitive, Joseph.
And I mean, there are like, not insensitive, but like less sensitive.
Yeah. My friends in Japan just call me loud and bombastic, I guess. It's like they say I act very American.
Oh.
For better or for worse.
Oh. Yeah, maybe that's why I'm a little bit sensitive compared to other people.
It's like kind of creates that like fear of rejection.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm not like insecure about like most of the things that I do though. That's a little bit different though.
Are you like confident in your own abilities and what you do?
Like if I know, like I feel like I know myself that
But you don't know others. So you don't know if they're gonna reject you or not. And so that's why you call them.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe because you know yourself so well, the fact that you don't know other people as well kind of like puts like this uncertainty in your head. So I don't know, I feel like I don't know myself too well sometimes. So I'm like, I see other people, I don't see them. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm like, nah. Just like me for real. So
maybe that's what. Maybe I know myself too well. It's like I know what my brain will think if something happens. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
We're having a little psychology session here.
This is the thing is I used to do this with my roommate, my ex-roommate a lot. The one that I talked about. Yeah. I like him. I really like him. And I would like discuss it about like this kind of stuff and try to find like what's the root of everything, kind of like what's the problem here, and kind of reflect on my life. And it was a good
I do that with my roommates a lot too, where I'll just be like, I feel this way, maybe it's because of Y, and they'll be like, oh, maybe Z is a factor too, and then someone else will say, oh, X is important too, and then it's like we kind of dig to the root of it. I think it's healthy. Yeah,
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my personality. I like to find the source.
Because you said you know yourself well. Maybe it's because you've been doing this like searching within yourself.
Why am I feeling this way?
Yeah.
why I'm acting this way. Actually, I liked during my high school. I liked like psychology aspect. You know, why are people doing that thing? You know, why are they acting like that? Something. Maybe that's why I was.
Then
you know.
the answer to everything is whatever Sigmund Freud said, right?
Yeah. what it's Sigmund Freud said.
Do you know about Sigmund Freud?
No. If I
he's a psychologist from like, I don't know, the late 1800s. He had a lot of weird theories.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like a psychology major, and most of what I know is just from the internet or whatever. But he did a lot of weird things, like saying that like, oh god, none of this is PG.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like don't say it too directly.
I mean,
like go around a little.
Freud said that it's like, oh man, that all girls wanted the thing that guys have, like the biological thing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And that was like
that? And it was like a source of how girls acted or something.
Wait, what was the source? I never heard about this idea.
The source was that they had an envy of, you know, the thing that guys happen to have. Yeah.
Oh.
And also he spent a lot of time looking for the thing on eels. So he would dissect eels and look for the thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And there's a whole like Oedipus thing of like when young boys are young, they want to do it with their mom and stuff like that. And that's like a way that they develop and grow.
That one I kind of a little bit agree, because I know that no, but the thing is, I know that
you're gonna have to explain yourself,
because I know that like for guys, I don't know about girls, but like I've heard that when they're looking for a partner, they look for things that they see on their like mother.
Yeah, but
that idea, you know,
I feel that has to do more with like affection and like being raised rather than like sexually related stuff. So I feel like it's more like when you're looking in like an emotional aspect and like aspect of like being cared for and stuff, you look for that. But Freud was all like they want to do it with their mom kind of, and they
that's so a different thing. But along the lines, like they'll try to like find some similarities.
Okay, I get what you're saying. That makes more sense than they explained it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's an interesting psychologist. Audit me if I'm wrong and just say in the comments or whatever, but yeah.
That kind of reminds me of this phrase that I heard recently, actually. This is not what I said, and this is not what my friend said.
Yeah, it's a quote. It's a quote.
Yeah, it's a quote. It's what my friend's kind of like dating situation. I don't know, something that
friend something.
Yeah, friend something. And he said something about our purpose of human is to.
I mean, biologically speaking, yeah, but we're not just biological creatures. We think, we imagine, we make podcasts. So I feel like when it comes to that, that's not the only goal.
Yeah.
But if you see humans as purely biological DNA reproducing creatures, then yeah. But like, there's a lot more to humanity than that. I'd hope. Yeah. And I hope. Unless I'm the only one who has like conscious thoughts or something.
It's like so that's like true.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the person that I was talking with, the girl, and she said, "Oh, you know, I feel like there should be more than just that. You know, there's love. You know, there's like complexity of, you know."
That's why he's a something, not a boyfriend. I guess. Sorry if whoever said that was watching, or whoever.
Yeah. He was a bad person.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I somewhat agree with his statement though. Like, our purpose on Earth as a human being is to keep the lines, to keep the human, you know.
Is this podcast to continue your DNA?
Nah, but it's fine.
You could connect it, because if you want to make like content creation a living, a way to, you're making a living so that you could survive. And you're surviving so that you can pass on your DNA. So you can like connect it. I don't know how like tenuous that connection is, but it's still there if you really want to make it. So.
Oh, the DNA, the next one?
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
You heard it here, folks. This podcast is to, replicate DNA.
I just wanted to get it out there to,
It's fun. It's fun to think about, yeah.
Yeah. Because I know that, I don't know if you know about Andrew Tate.
Oh, God.
Because the thing that he say is along the lines of what the quote that I told you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fact, but at the same time.
Yeah, but like he surrounds it in a lot of things that.
Extreme.
Yeah.
It's really extreme.
A lot of like misogyny and stuff. So it's like, I feel like you can get that point across without being a terrible person. Not to get like political, I suppose, but.
He talks kind of like in the extreme way.
Yeah.
But deep down, like, I kind of know what he's saying.
And I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess.
Our human. I mean, that one specific thing, but everything else surrounding it is pretty wrong. I feel.
Like, the purpose, the purpose of human is like, I guess.
Is
like
the purpose of being a bad texture to replicate your DNA?
What do you mean by replicate my DNA?
Well, when you have kids and.
I don't think so.
No.
I think for that, I think it depends on like how they like grew up, like how they got parented.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. What time is it? Let's have a few more questions.
Okay.
Let's see. Actually, I think I covered all questions.
Really?
We're gonna have a few more though. I'm gonna think of a few more.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want to talk about? Wait, while I kind of look through this.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer texting one-on-one or in a group chat?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with that. One-on-one for sure.
Why?
Because if I'm in a group chat, I'm the person that would never respond.
You're the person who like disappears and you text one time and they say, "Holy shit, it's Joseph."
Something.
No
like
way.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't know if this is right about me, but I feel like I'm the person who would kind of like try to fill out the gap in a social setting, if that makes sense.
So you're just waiting for your
group.
role to be created. You're not putting yourself out with
Not
your
like,
own role in a friend group.
Like I wanna fill in the gap. If I feel like there's something missing in like the friend group.
What happens if the friend group's complete?
Then that's why I don't like texting in a group setting.
Yeah.
If the chatting is like active, like I don't feel the need to
chime in and be all like, yeah.
So I'm not the person.
Interesting.
And that goes along with how I act in a friend group. If they're active, I'm not the type to will constantly approach them.
Mm-hmm.
But if the friend group needs someone that needs a person to kind of like gather them around, then I'll be the person.
Yeah.
So I'm more of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That's why I don't text them in a group chat that often. What about you?
I kind of agree actually. Like I never really thought about it of like in the way that I want to fill a hole, but that kind of makes sense.
I mean,
Wait.
it depends on the.
That sounded really bad.
No, it depends on the person's personality.
Yeah.
So,
but like, I don't even text one-on-one that much, but in group chats, it's like, if a group chat's really popping off, I like look into it and I'll only chime in if there's something like immediately relevant to me, or if I think of something really funny to say. But like if it's just popping off for no reason, usually I won't be the one who like jumps in and keeps it going. And I'm not even that many active group chats really, which might not be something you want to admit on camera. But like I don't know, I'm more of like a one-on-one person, I suppose.
Yeah. That's a good question. That's a good answer. I have another question.
Yeah?
Are you good with texting with old people? Really old people, like adult. Like professors, kind of like, yeah. Like 40s, 50s, like, that.
I mean,
adult.
Professors I email. And usually I'm pretty good. Like I said earlier, I like try to respond as quickly as possible. And I try to send in the morning and not on like a Friday or something, even though I did send one today. With my parents, it's like, My mom double texts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she needs something, she'll like press me for it. And if it's not really important and if I ghost her on it, she'll just move on to something else. I kind of feel bad about it, but like I'll be like, oh, I'm too busy to respond or whatever. But so that's fine. But with my dad, my texting relationship with my dad is really weird. He's a terrible texter. He's so bad. He never responds, no matter if I text him over like text or over line, which is like a Japanese what's the equivalent here?
Kakao Talk in Korea.
It's kind of like Kakao, and
here, Messenger, I guess.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
No matter what I text him on, he's 99% he's not gonna respond. What he does respond on is email. So I'll be emailing my dad for like stuff I need. Like I'll need him to like pitch him some money for like textbook or something. I'll be like, hey dad, like I have like an intro. It's like, hi dad, comma, enter. I just bought some textbooks. Could you reimburse me for them? Enter. Best Mikey. And I send it, and he says, okay. But if I text him that, I'm never getting the money.
Oh. Gotcha.
And he'll also send me like random emails for shit like he finds interesting.
Self-improvement kind of.
No. He'll find like a weird article, and he'll just like send it to me with like I think you'll find this funny ...
A funny?
Lol.
Okay.
Like yeah,
not helpful.
Like, he kind of like emails like a older millennial when it comes to sending weird stuff. And he'll send me the weirdest stuff sometimes. He'll even like edit like memes. He'll make his own like weird memes, usually having to do with politics or something, and send them to me. So
wow.
So with old people, like if I'm emailing them, usually it's good. But like the fact that I have to email my own dad is kind of weird to me.
What about the other people, not your parents? Do you have trouble talking to them?
Aside from my parents, I feel like I'm not talking to too many old people. Like managers at work, I text back quicker than not, because like I have a job to do and I'm not trying to get fired and I need like time off or whatever. So I'm pretty good with that, because I feel like it's one of those things where it's like texting back is a necessity and I can't be a bad texter, else there'll be consequences. But aside from that, I feel like I'm not texting old people. What about you?
Because I'm really bad at even texting, emailing, talking to, adult.
Really?
So I feel like I don't know what to say, because I don't want to like offend them in any way, because they're like,
is
more
that the
mature.
Korean in you?
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
It's like they're more mature and I have to be respectful.
Yeah.
And I have to really be careful what I say. Because of that, I think there's a lot of layers of filter going on in my brain.
No, okay. I feel that, but only when it's like Japanese and with people I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Japan has that kind of like respect towards your elders kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'll be like composing an email or like text, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if this is the proper formal word for this.
Filter that.
It's like, yeah. But like with Americans, it's like, I feel like, I've worked customer service. I worked at a grocery store and I was the cashier and I had a customer service voice, and it's like, hi, welcome to Larry's Foodland. What can I help you with today? And so with English, you just got to be, especially in the Midwest, you just got to be friendly and you got to be polite. No like really different vocabulary necessary, as long as you're not like swearing or anything, and no like extreme reverence needs to be shown. So like I'll be like writing to professors and I'll just be like, hi, I need this, could you please, I just throw in pleases, and it's like, if you don't mind, it's like, sorry to bother you kind of. So I feel like I just sprinkle it with some stuff and it's done.
Before Japanese old people, like,
yeah, if I was like working under someone, it's like there's like in a lot of East Asian languages there's like formal speech for like work and stuff like that, which is totally different from casual speech. Not even like slang. It's like totally different from even if you're just talking to another person outside of a formal setting. It's like, Japan's famous for the like desu, which is like a formal like word ending. And it's like, so yeah, I guess it's harder when it's in Japan, but because I've been able to like separate the two worlds a lot, I'm more comfortable acting like an American when talking to Americans.
Maybe that's why your roommate say you act like American. Oh, okay. That all comes. Okay. Wow. And I have another question.
Yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
Because there are some people that say to bad texters, if you really thought that the person that texted you was an important event, they would have responded way faster. What do you think about that phrase?
I mean, in reality, it's like everything can't be an important event. Not everything can be top of the priority list.
But it's your friend. Or you're saying that your friend is not an important, like...
Well, it depends on what they want from me. If my friend's like saying like, my roommate a few days ago, like, was it a week ago? Yeah, like a week ago. He accidentally ate some curry with peanuts in it. He had to go to the hospital because he's definitely allergic to peanuts. And so, like, if he texted me saying, "Hey, come to the hospital," I would I would immediately respond like, "What's going on?" I'll like call him and be all, "You good?" Stuff like that. If he texts me like, "No way, I saw blank at the Union today. He was looking so stupid," like, I'll look at that chuckle and be all like, I'll respond to it when I think of something funny.
Oh yeah.
I feel like just because your friendship's like special doesn't mean every conversation is special.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like, and realistically, maybe I'm in the middle of like studying for a really important exam, or I'm like having like a intense conversation with like with someone I need to like have like me or something. And so it's like, in reality, there's priority levels to conversations. Even if like them being your best friend bumps it up a few levels, there's still gonna be something more important. There's always gonna be something more important than like a text, unless it's like, life threatening or something. So
So one more situation. I'm just making up situation. But let's say I'm a girl and we weren't dating.
Yeah.
We aren't dating right now.
Yeah.
But we're in a talking stage, and whatever I send you, it's so important to you because you're trying to get me.
Yeah.
And you'll respond back really fast because
I won't respond really fast because that shows I'm desperate.
But wouldn't it make sense for you to respond back faster, because everything that I say is like so important to you because you like me.
I want to respond immediately, but
right?
I won't.
Right? Yeah, I know, but
because
like,
that's coming on as too strong.
Yeah, but like but you would.
I would if it wasn't
right?
weird. Yeah.
So because of like based on that means like he doesn't think I'm an important, I don't know.
But everybody
person.
knows the rules, Everybody knows that you can't immediately respond if you're trying to get with someone. And if you're in a talking stage with someone, it's like they know, and it's these like secret societal rules that everybody's following. It's like if someone's into you, they want to respond to you fast, but they're gonna wait, because they don't want to come out too strong. So
then it's kind of hard.
I feel like everybody knows about like that you want to respond immediately, and that you probably really like them, but you're just playing coy and stuff like that. So yeah, is that not the answer you were looking for?
Like the whole, like if there was no game going on, then like
I would respond instantly,
right?
Yeah.
So that just shows that like if you're not texting back, that just means that you don't think that person.
But the game exists. You can't just hand wave the game, Like, the game is it's everything.
So complicated. Yeah. There's so many like, can we just think of it, this and this? No, there's on top of that, there's this. Relationship.
The game.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It was a complicated, conversation. Complicated conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we did a little bit more than an hour.
Hooray.
So I think it's about time for me to
think we had a good conversation.
Podcast. Yeah, it was a time for me to kind of reflect on myself and kind of think about how I should, act differently, or like how I should act in the future.
And make sure to comment and subscribe if you had a
Yeah.
personal epiphany or reached nirvana too.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, it would be nice.
Yeah.
To kind of like put in the comment section.
And hit me up on @Michael.Delphia on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Of course, I'll put your what is it, @info.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I didn't do it.
Hit
last
me
time.
up if you think I'm cool
Yeah.
and you
Okay.
think you should give me clout.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you.